What a piece of junk.
Hey guys, today I thought I'd share with you something special. I've seen a few videos, it's been a while back now, on a couple of people restoring their vintage Millennium Falcon. I really didn't think too much about it until I actually did my collection video, or my displayed collection video. And while I was looking at my Falcon hanging from the ceiling, I thought, you know, that looks bad. It really did look terrible. You guys might not have known this, but in one of my first videos I did years ago, I found this in my mother's attic. Actually, when we was up there looking for something else, I think it might have been Christmas decorations or something to help her out and decorate, and I ran across this sitting in between the rafters. And if you guys know anything about attics, putting something in there like this with all these little creases and divots in it, it's just sitting there over 20 plus years, it's going to get dusty and discolored, and it really did look bad. So I cut it down from my basement where I had it hanging and took it apart. You know, it's no trouble to take apart. It's just a few screws, and just be sure to take all your loose things if you decide to do this and put them in a Ziploc bag. That way you won't lose them. And surprisingly enough to me, soap and water, you know, and a toothbrush, not long at all. It really did. It changed colors. It really did surprise me. I didn't do the video through the whole restoration part, but here you can take a look at what it looked like before. And here's the after. It's to me, I'm just absolutely blown away with the end result. And one of the biggest concerns with me before I even started doing this was the decals. You guys know the Millennium Falcon had a lot of decals on it. So after talking back and forth to one of my YouTube friends on here, Count Stankus, if you guys are not familiar with Count Stankus, please be sure to check him out. He's a super nice guy and has a phenomenal collection. He really did help me out as far as my restoration went, because he's the one that sent me the document file for the decals for the vintage Millennium Falcon. Printed them out on sticker paper, I think is what it's called, and here you have it. The only thing about it, mine didn't have, I don't think it had all the decals on it. I still have my old paperwork, and it shows you where to put the decals on the top part, but I don't think I had all mine on there to begin with. Apparently, may have lost interest in it. You know, when you're a kid putting stickers on stuff, you just want to play with it. You don't want to put stickers on it, but the end result was really good. Here's an example. This is one of the back for the engines, and here's one that's you know, it's really in bad shape. Here's how it. Here was the end result. I think it came out quite nice. Here's another example. As far as this one right here goes, you know, they were just a little bit different color. I guess that I could have messed around with the editing part on my document to change the color and get it back to where it looked like this, but you know, I'm happy, really happy with the way that it came out. And I know a lot of people that's worked on their old, or this particular ship in general, is they've just gave up on this part of it. I'm here to tell you right now, that's what took the longest. I fiddled it around with that little motor for the longest time, and I'm here to tell you, it was a pain in the ass, but I've got mine to working. It was a kind of a quick design that Kenner came up with for this part to actually work for the little motor that slips on the piece of plastic that makes a noise, but it's kind of a bad design if you actually sit down and look at it. And like I said, mine was a pain in the ass. I actually had to take the little motor apart because I figured out that mine wasn't working because the receptors had came loose from the inside of the motor. And They really didn't video that, but here you can take a look at, you know, the inside, what the motor actually looks like. Now, after I got the motor to working and I had the, you know, the Falcon apart, I thought that I would give it an upgrade. And what I mean by an upgrade, as a kid, I always wanted lights on mine. You know, not a whole lot, but you know, just a couple of lights. So I found a couple of super bright miniature LEDs and installed them. It's not a very hard process to do this, and but here you can take a look at how I ran the wiring for mine. Okay, once I got to the back, as far as just how I wanted to have mine hooked up for the lights, I decided to just leave them hooked with a 9-volt battery. No switch, you know, no anything. It's just you hooking the 9-volt up to the other end of it, and sliding the battery back down, and you know, that's it. And there's how mine. There's how I keep mine on. Now, here's the end result. Here's what it looks like. And you know, I'm doing this during the day, but man, these lights are super bright, and so happy with the end result, the way this came out. Always wanted lights on mine when I was a kid, but like I said, if you guys have a vintage Millennium Falcon and you're not happy with the way it looks, just take it apart and clean it. You know, when you're putting it back together, you just got to remember that this isn't a mechanical thing with moving parts, so there's no need to really over tighten the screws. Just you know, just snug them up, and you should be fine. Really happy with the end result with mine, and the lights on it, it just makes it. Really makes the vintage Millennium Falcon really stand out. Couldn't be happier. So, you guys tell me what you think. Like I said again, thanks again, Count Stankus, for your help with the decals. And guys, I really do appreciate everybody watching. If you got any comments or questions, just post them, and I'll answer them the best that I can. And that's all I have today for my collection.